This is Jonathan Agger, fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Charlie Edwards, who's in another big fight, 29th of May at York Hall, Brawl Hall, as it's going to be called, that night. Final eliminator for the IBF Super Flyweight title. Charlie, it's a big fight that you've wanted for ages, almost a world title shot. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. A massive fight, one that I've been screaming for a very long time, and one I've been working for and working in the dark for a very long time. It finally feels like that it's come back round, and it feels like it's my time again. I feel like I'm on the right path. I feel like I'm in the right weight category, and I feel like yeah, it's all in divine timing. I'm excited. The Brawl Hall, as they're calling it, which is a catchy little name to it. And my first fight for MF Pro, which has been a great move and a really big traction behind it, which I'm really buzzing about. I've had a lot of inquiries about tickets, and I'm grateful for all the continued support that my friends, my family, my fans show me, and everyone loves a comeback story. I've been from the graveyard. I've worked my way back up. I've just got no quit in me, and I finally feel like now this is the time of the trajectory to become a two-weight world champion.
You're fighting Sikho Nqothole, I believe his name, the South African fighter. He's got a good record, seems like a bit of a puncher as well. What do you know about him?
Yeah, he's a good fighter. I think anyone at this level, world level, is a great fighter. You have to be to get up here and stay up here, and he has proved himself. You know, he's beat the other South African guy, who's touted as the number two in the division, I think, on Box Rec. You have to correct me if I'm wrong in saying that. So yeah, he's a good fighter. He's tall. He's got long limbs. And he does some things very well. But it's nothing that I'm not aware of, not capable in dealing with, and I feel like I will beat him in very good fashion. And I feel like he hasn't boxed at the levels that I've boxed at as a professional. Yes, he's a good fighter. Yes, he's strong. Yes, he's gangly. He might have awkward bits to him, but I feel like his style is made for mine. I've been working on a lot of things in the gym. I see his weaknesses, and I see where I can exploit it already. And camp's going great. My southpaw work's gone through the roof, and he seems to struggle a lot with southpaw. So it's going to be a good night at the office, and I'm really enjoying the work that's going on behind the scene. I'm in love with the process, and I just believe that anybody in this division, I've got the beating of. Yes, I've got Sikho in front of me, and I will deal with him accordingly.
Obviously, you win this fight, it puts you right in line for the IBF title. Wilbardo Garcia's fighting Maloney in June.
Yeah,
Uh, First of all, what do you think of that fight and potentially, obviously, facing the winner?
yeah, I beat both of them, beat them both comfortably, and I'm confident in saying that. Yes, I get put in a mandatory position once I've dealt with Sikho. Obviously, there's all focus on Sikho, but I just believe it's my time. You know, like I've been since my last fight, I took myself away. I locked in training camp with Arnold Kegai for his fight against Espinoza. I went up in high altitude to Andorra and then on to Mexico. I offered my services just in case Martinez or Bam pulled an injury to jump in with that. That didn't happen. Then I went away, had a week off, come back into training camp, started again, putting myself in a position where, like, I know I was in the Who Needs Him club. So I was putting myself in a position where if I got this shot, I would be ready. Then I see that Taraji and Garcia fell apart last minute, offered my services ready to go. That didn't happen because of the time with the Japanese TV and everything. I couldn't get there in time. So, like, this has been a journey that I've been on, knowing that a big shot will come. This is my big shot, and it puts me in one step closer to a two-weight world champion. And like I said, anyone in the division I'm comfortable with, anyone in the division I fight, doesn't matter if it's Sikho, it doesn't matter if it's Garcia, it doesn't matter if it's Maloney. I believe I take them all out.
Now, obviously, Ban has gone up in weight for, I believe, one fight. Eddie Hearn said that he's going to come back down, try and become undisputed. First of all, that would probably mean you'd have to wait a bit of time. What's your opinion on that?
I think he moved up because he knew I was coming through the division. I don't think we'll see him back down at super flyweight. He's moved up to bantamweight. He's going to get used to being up at bantamweight. We'll see if he comes back down to the super flyweight division. However, how can it be one rule for one rule for another? How can you reserve all your belts and hold them up if you're moving up a weight to fight for another world title? It's not really fair. So once I beat Sikho, we're going to put in an email straight away to get the mandatory shot. However, I am aware that there's a voluntary for Maloney or Garcia after the next fight. So if that is the case, that's the case. But they're talking about a new way now, aren't they? They're talking about moving on. So whether he's struggling for the weight at super flyweight and they're testing it up, and then they're going to say 3 fights away from a new way, whether they're using his name just to build the profile, which is a clever move as well from Eddie. But we all know Eddie's a great salesman and he can pull narratives out of the hat at any given moment, But we'll see. One fight at a time. Can't talk past the next fight, but everything that I believe, everything that I've envisioned, everything that I see in my head and that inner voice tells me, my path is set, my destiny's there, and now I've just got to walk one step at a time, give it my all every single day, and focus on the job in hand, and that's first of all Sikho.
But just like you say, you're not going to look past Sikho May 29th for your call, but obviously, with Bam being in this division and being probably the biggest name and the history with your family, surely you and Bam at some point is a big fight and one that he'd look to take.
It's a mega fight. It's got history, it's got narrative, it's got everything you want for a big lightweight division event. It will sell across the zone, it will sell stadiums, and it makes a great build up. Albeit he fought my younger brother, and obviously it would be time for me to try and get that back if it was to materialize. Also, he's with a promoter that I used to be with. So it builds a great storyline. And I feel like it's destined to happen at some point. But like I said, can't look past my next opponent. I've got that to deal with. Then I've got the IBF world title to deal with. Whether he stays up at bantamweight and carries on moving. Once I win the world title, I plan to move straight up. I'm in this game to push the boundaries and limits, and I want to become a multi-weight world champion. And if I've got to chase him up the division to get the big and the mega fight and a chance to chase greatness against the pound for pound king, then so be it.
That's interesting. You're basically saying that you're not going to let Bam sort of call it a day until he fights you at some point, right?
Well, I think everyone's in this game for the biggest fights out there.
Of course.
And I think I've proved on my track record many of times that I fight anybody at any weights, even weights that I'm not really supposed to be at. And I don't shy away from a challenge, and I've always attempted to chase greatness. People forget, I fought John Real Casemiro, a big knockout puncher, 2-weight division champion at the time, in my 9th fight, a novice pro. I've always done it from day one. So it's no different here. When I beat Rosales, he was at the time the number 1 in the division. And I got the voluntary shot to fight him because they thought it would be an easy fight. I'm here to fight the best. I fought Martinez, who was juiced up at the time, which it all come out about. So I've never ducked or shied away from a challenge, and I never will. And I fought Andrew Kane up at bantamweight when I wanted to move down to super flyweight, but it was the biggest fight there. And relatively, I could have won that. I did win it on one of the scorecards on an away show. So, yeah, it weren't the prettiest fight, but never ducked away, never shied away. And he's going on to fight for a world title at bantamweight at the weight above. So I'm in this game to chase greatness. I'm in this game to push limits. And anyone says, I give it my all, and what will be, and I leave the rest up to God.
Just two more, Charlie. Seeing your brother's sort of training a bit. Is he coming back?
Don't call it a comeback. Don't call it a comeback. But I'll let him talk on that. It's lovely to see him in the gym. It's lovely to see him back hitting pads, body sparring. I actually spent a week up there last week in Sheffield at the Steel City with him, and a few weeks back. So we've done some work together, and it's nice to see him back. It's a pleasure to watch him, and I hope so. But I'll let him do the talking on that. He's obviously having conversations in the background, and obviously he's just getting his habits and stuff back intact.
Lastly, probably the biggest sort of talking point in the last few weeks has been the AJ Fury, and are they going to have a fight before, and the warm-up fight? What do you think should happen, and also who do you favour if they do fight?
It's bound to happen, and if it doesn't happen, it would be one of the biggest British letdowns. It would be a sad state of affairs if it don't happen. However, is ego going to play a point like it has done many times before? Who's the A side? Who's the B side? How much do I want? How much does he want? What's the split? Also, the promoters getting involved. There's a lot of questions to get through. And I don't know, I kind of like the way AJ handled himself the other week, because he kind of got it chucked on his toes, like in a situation where it could have gone horribly wrong, but he held it down. He weren't being told what to do, when to do. And to me, it looked like Fury was, I don't want to say the word because it's quite a harsh word, not desperate, because that is not the word. But when he was in the ring and he was like, "Come on, AJ, get in!" Like, it looked a bit like, whoa, like he's like, and AJ just sat down, calm, cool, and collective, and just kind of played it cool. And it made me look like now the nickname's their landlord for AJ. So it's an interesting one. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know how the negotiation process happens or whatnot. But let's hope to and pray to God that we all see that, because it's a fight of our era that has to happen.
Well, Charlie, just over a month away, you're back in the ring, May 29th, York Hall, final eliminator for the world title. Just where can everyone get tickets for this fight?
It's simple, quick, and easy to get tickets. Just head on over to charlie-edwards.com and you can buy them all there. You go straight on, you pick your ticket, and you can buy it, and you can even Apple Pay, so there's no messing around.
You don't want to miss this one. Charlie, best of luck in camp, and we'll see you fight week.
Thank you, top man. Appreciate you as always.
Good seeing you, man.